Well met. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be reading through My Hero Academia 301 to 310. I'm pretty sure. We're going to see how we go. I think this arc it's definitely wrapping up right now, but I think it's supposed to end around chapter 308. But we'll see how we go, if we're going to start the next one or not. So we'll have quite a bit of a long recap because so much was happening last chapter. My goodness. But before we get into that, we got a Discord in the description down below. You can get notifications for videos as well as a bunch of discussions with all the lads about different series that we cover on the channel. Soul Leveling, One Piece, of course, Hero Academia, Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan still on there. God of High School, Hardcore Leveling, or Jujutsu Kaisen, all the good stuff. Also talk about movies, games, and yeah, if you're interested, click the description down below. Alright, so rather sizable recap for this one, lads. As I said before, so much was happening, so we'll get into that and then we'll get straight into it. So recap. Darby dropped the Todoroki family bomb. He pretty much revealed the whole family history straight to the world. He also stained Hawks' name with Twice's death, which is kind of fair but also unfortunate. And that we just learn Darby is specifically there to make Endeavour suffer. Whatever gets that face that he saw in the previous chapters, that's what Darby's there for. So he also stained Hawks' name with Best Genius's death, but he came back. It was all a ruse. Best Genius came back to help in the fight, so he was able to tie up Kigurumachia for a little bit. But yeah, the rest is it's gonna linger in people's minds, right? Of course, it just reminds me so much of the Iron Man 2 quote. Whatever you think of the movie, the quote's really good. If you can make God bleed, or in this case, heroes, people will cease to believe in them. Like, it sums it up so well. Like, the doubt has been planted, and now they're left picking up the pieces. That's how society will be after this incident's over. So Lemillion comes back as well. Best Genius holding Gigantomachia. Lemillion just pops out. He's got his power. We see he's back thanks to Eri. And we also got a reveal of Bakugo's hero name now that Best Genius is back. Great Explosion Murder God Dynamite. Except it's Dynamite. Very cool. I just call him Dynamite, alright? Makes sense. So we figured out Darby Endeavour couldn't do anything to protect himself. He's literally burnt out from all the fighting he's been doing. So Shoto was kind of picking up the pieces there, but Darby's just burning hotter than both of them. He's sacrificing his own body to do it. Gigantomachia did manage to fall asleep thanks to Momo's sleeping potion thing. So thanks to the class, but mostly Kirishima and Mina. And then Mr. Compress kind of sacrifices himself to get Shigaraki and Spinner out of there. So he puts on his final act, and then in the meantime, Spinner wakes him up by placing a hand over his face. But it's not exactly Shigaraki that wakes up. So All for One's taken over his body briefly. He's just like in control. He's put Shigaraki to sleep and, you know, gets them out of the situation. With the Nomu there and everything, yeah, he just creates a situation where they can escape. So they're out of the fight. That's pretty much how this whole huge fight ends right there. So after this, we get like the hero's perspective on what's happened. Like in the wake of Gigantomachia, you just see Uraraka running around saving people. But then she stops to see what's happened, like with the other hero who mentioned it. And he's just like, "It's sign up for this. It's too much." Many heroes are kind of seeing what they're up against and resigning in a similar fashion. So, and then people just begin to criticize them for not doing their jobs. I mean, to be fair, they didn't sign up for it, but yeah, it's an extreme event that shouldn't happen all the time. And the way that Hero Society is built at the moment, with All Might being used to being there to protect them from all of that, now that he's gone, they just don't have that. So maybe Deku's just gonna have to stand up a whole lot more in the future, but we're building this whole thing as a class right now. So I don't think it's just gonna be Deku is the next pillar of society. I think, or the hero, hero part of society. I think they're gonna share it around a lot, which, I mean, All Might had such a huge burden on him. Alright, but we're getting sidetracked. So Shigaraki then goes to Tartarus, except it's not. It's like he's conversing with All for One. You just get like two sides of his face, literally two face, from the Batman Batman comics. He's talking to himself, just like discussing the control of his body and what they're up against, and that kind of stuff. But they go to Tartarus, break out All for One's original body, and release a bunch of other villains. And then on the way out, they break out like a whole lot more prisons. So it's not just the Tartarus that they broke out. They broke out so many of them just to cover their tracks. And then we see like a panel with Spinner. He's just like, I didn't sign up for this. I didn't sign up to follow you. I want to follow Shigaraki. So it's going to be interesting how that goes on. Then we get a few days later, Bakugo's woken up, which is great because he had quite the wounds. Deku still hasn't woken up, but during the middle of the fight, the last thing that we see that Deku did, he like tried to save Shigaraki one last time before he got knocked out or whatever. And he's just like, you look like you needed saving. He's in a situation that he's like got no idea what to do when he was in One for All. So he's gonna have to figure that one out because Shigaraki's an interesting case. It's gonna be interesting. Deku hasn't woken up yet. And then the last two chapters, we get a bit more of the Hawks backstory, where he came from, like how his father was not in a good situation, to say the least. And then his mom was just doing what she thought was best, which was majority of the time running away. But yeah, there's not a good backstory for Hawks either. And then the last chapter, Endeavour wakes up, and the family is there to face him. As he put it, like everything's coming back for him right now, kind of thing. So it's going to be interesting to see how Endeavour copes with this, because his family's just like, we've been putting up with this the whole time. This is the first time you've seen this. So it's going to be rough for Endeavour, because he's literally been ignoring it and causing it. But he's on his way as well. He's on a journey right now. Alright, quite the sizable recap indeed, but it is time to get started. Alright, chapter 301. We're starting off in a flashback. Okay, so we're following the Todoroki family. Why, we never dreamed that the great Endeavour, the man many say will be the next #1, would reach out to us. How fortunate, what an absolute honor. This is his future wife. The Humura family was also once considered prestigious, with a long and storied history. So it's only fitting that a top hero such as yourself would take a Humura woman as your bride. She was a lot like Ice herself. It's just, they're going on a walk. That's lovely. She knew full well it was a quirk marriage from the start, but she said she'd do it for her family's sake. And he notices she's staring at the flowers. You like flowers, huh? Yes. So pretty. Strong, but prone to melting away at the slightest touch. And then we're back. Endeavor's in the hospital bed. She's right there. Ray, are you really okay? Okay? No, I'm not. That is why I'm here. Chapter 301, The Wrong Way to Put Out a Fire. Part 1. Okay. So it looks like we're in a house in the middle of some woods. That's a lot of burning. Can't feel a thing though. The Derby on a couch somewhere. I know dear old dad ain't gonna die. He's tougher than that. Plus, even if he wants to say adios to this world, his position won't allow it. They'll have to make some kind of public statement pretty soon too. Can't wait to see his pathetic mug. I've been waiting so damn long for this. Enji Todoroki, Mom, Fumi, Natsu, and Shoto take a real good look at me in the depths of hell. And you see, like, it's supposed to be a tear, but it's blood just dripping straight down into the next panel on the house. Oh no. Flashback. You got a day off, right? So you gotta do quirk training with me. Why'd you change your mind all of a sudden, huh? And then Endeavour, like I keep saying, it's for your own good. And then he's just looking at him. An unusual case, to be sure. Your son has inherited an even more powerful form of the fire-based quirk factor, but he takes after his mother physically. Oh, meaning he's not built to endure fire, but rather to withstand freezing temperatures. That's why he keeps destroying himself. That makes sense. I have to say, attempting to create custom children, he says it like that, is taboo in our quirk-based society, so I can't advise it. And then Endeavor's just staring. He's not listening. Yes, he somehow saved 62 different towns and cities today. Will never fall to villainy so long as All Might's around. You can surpass All Might, Toya. And then Endeavor's, he just can't get it out of his head. Listen, Fumi. And then flashing back a little bit. Yeah, I get burned a little, but so what? I can take it. I know my own body better than anyone. This is little Toya. But Toya, I don't like it when you get hurt either. Aw, what do you know anyway? A girl wouldn't get it. He storms off. I'm worried, that's all. I already got it in my head that I gotta surpass the other guy. Dad's the one who lit that fire under me. He's so driven. And then Ray is crying. No, that would be too much. It's too cruel. Especially now that Toya knows what you're hoping to achieve through the children. No matter what I say, he comes home with fresh burns every day. He inherited that pig-headed stubbornness from me. That's the only way to make him give up, since he'll never be the one to surpass. This was a plan to get him to stop. Oh, stop chasing the one thing that he's been encouraged to do since day one, since he'll never be the one to surpass. And All Might. And then Ray has another child. What have we seen here? We've seen Endeavour, All Might. Endeavour just keeps burning hotter. Ray's slowly losing her mind. And then Shoto was born. And Endeavor's, look at his face. He's like, oh, oh no. Alright. And then, so Toya's hair is pure white at this point. So looks like he's training somewhere in the snow. No, Dad, I can do it too. I can surpass him. See, look how strong my flames are already. Look at me. No, why don't you stop? You're covered in burns, and you still don't get it. Why? Toya, you have to look beyond all this. Play with Natsuo and Fumi. Make some friends at school. There's a whole other world besides hero stuff. I know you understand that. Take my advice, and this will be a distant memory soon. The kids at school all say they want to be heroes. I can't understand that, because I've got you for a father. Oh. And then Ray's just like, we have to cool him down. You lit this fire in me, Dad, and it is not going out. I can't just pretend it's not there. Look at me. And then he starts combusting. Endeavour, look at me. And then he goes straight for Ray. He's probably going for Shoto. You don't get to claim you're hurting more than anyone. And you're not the only one who didn't really see him. Oof. Okay, and that's the end of the first chapter. Okay, we're getting deeper into the Todoroki family struggle right now. Whoa. 302, the wrong way to put out a fire, part 2. What a good title name. From now on, we're keeping Shoto away from the other kids. I'm too busy with work to look after him 24/7, which is why I've hired help. But you, don't take your eyes off Toya. Did he just really leave like that? Wait, what happened to Toya? He was attacking. He just wants you to look at him, to notice him, that's all. And then Shoto's sleeping. And then ice bubble out of his nose. All I can show anyone is the world of heroes. Heroes, aren't you just running away? Oh, Ray with the big guns right now. I mean, she's right. 5 years later. Hey, Toya, let's play. So, Fuyumi is 12, Natsuo is 8, and Toya is 13. Oh, sure. And then Shoto is 5. He's just watching them all. Don't look at them, Shoto. Your siblings belong to a different world than you. Just this one time, please. Let me play with them and Toya. No. It's time to train your output capacity. So it's the same thing that Toya went through, except, yeah. But Toya still sees it, right? Or he can sense it at least. I mean, that one time was my fault. Little Shoto didn't do anything wrong, but Dad's to blame too. Won't even pay attention to us because we're failed creations. So Toya is talking to Natsuo while they're trying to sleep. Crazy, right? Is that what modern heroes are all about? Making all these kids they don't even need? Hey, why don't you bug Big Sis about that stuff once in a while? You're telling me to buzz off too, Natsu? Even you? I'm talking to you because you're the only one who gets it. You agree, right? The women in this house are good for nothing. My goodness, Toya. And it looks like, wait, you're about to run off to that mountain again, aren't you? So Ray tries to stop him. Why don't you hang out with your classmates once in a while? I don't need friends. We live in different worlds. That's a repeating sentence coming around a little bit. Yes and no to that. And then Toya, do you even want to be a hero? As your mother, it looks to me like you're suffocating because of who your father is, and you're suffering for it. And then he's like, oh. Toya, there are many paths available, countless options for you. Try looking beyond your father. See what else is out there. If you do that, I'm sure you'll find the man you want to become. Uh-oh. Oh, and then he's lighting up again? What the hell do you know, Mum? Oh. Where'd you get that tidbit? Some self-help book? I know about Grandma and them being real poor, so they had to sell you off. You had no choice. Whoa, 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 whoa. Where is he? Toy. That's why I was born, right? You're guilty too, Mum. Oh, my goodness. Toya. The fire won't go out. Winter. Toya. 13. He's still training up in the mountain. Toya was always small because he had come out of the oven a little early, but at long last he had a growth spurt. Right, it's just another bodily process. My firepower is linked to my feelings, so if I get riled up, oh no, I'm pretty awesome if I do say so myself. Man, Dad's sure in for a surprise. But dang, when I get worked up, I don't know why, but I start crying. Along with those physical changes, his fire changed from red to blue. Listen, Dad, next time you get a day off, you gotta come up to Sakoto Peak with me. And then he realizes, and then immediately lifts up his shirt, just grabs him out. It doesn't say anything. Endeavour, come on, bro. New burns, where he can keep them hidden. He's been training that way on purpose. Damn it, again? No, wait. What I can do now is really cool. You've got to come see me. I might be as awesome as Shoto sooner or later. Maybe I'll even be better than All Might someday. You've got to give me some respect, Dad. You'll be glad you created me. I just know it. That face Endeavour does not look good. And then he's shouting at Ray. Why didn't you stop him? Huh, Ray? Damn it, that's all I asked you to do. And then little Shoto, oh, don't bully Mom. Stop it. Don't be mean to her. Get out, Shoto. It's none of your business. They have Fuyumi and Natsuo just like cowering understandably in a corner. What the hell do you know, Mom? So she's had immense pressure from both parties. My goodness. Yeah, Ray's had the the toughest of all, I think. What the hell do you know, Mom? It's just she can hear it. It's there. Yes, my options were limited, but I made my choice and I walked that path of my own accord. I had hoped that if nothing else, I would keep smiling, but... And then Ray just says, I can't stop him. And you didn't go after him. So that's back in the present. Then back in the past. Quit crying already. Stupid tears. Wow. Hang on. I have to shut a window because it is raining. Haha. Alright, we're back. So we're going between, flashback and present. So Darby, Toya's crying in the mountains. Quit crying already. Stupid tears. Present. I thought I'd only be throwing fuel on his fire. No, that's not it. Damn it. The truth is, I had no idea what to say to him. And Darby's crying. He's crying tears. Dad. And then Ray. Neither did I. Darby just combusts himself. Oh my goodness. He's the Human Torch. What? Man, that was hot. Present Darby on the couch. Ah, the flames. Can't stop them. Well, that's just desserts. All he ever taught me was how to turn up the heat. Oh. And then, yeah, the whole, forest behind him just bursts out into flame. Everyone's shocked. If only I'd given it all up that day. And then Endeavour. But having killed Toya, I felt there was no turning back, so I poured all my energy into Shoto at the expense of everything else. You grew worse and worse until I couldn't stand the sight of you. It got so bad I even started seeing hints of you in the children's faces. My goodness. I knew our family, Fumi, I knew our family was broken, but I was too scared to interfere. All I could do was try to fix things just to keep up appearances. Natsu. It was you who started all of this. You're the root cause, but maybe if I just slugged you in the face and made you have a few serious talks with him, Darby would have never come about, and I would have been enjoying some good soba with Shoto all these years. You're not the only one who's responsible. And now we all have to take responsibility for what comes next. Ray's got a flower, of course. Your heart may be broken, but we're here to get you back on your feet. You have no choice but to fight Darby. And he's just looking over. What? Are you really the woman I married? Oh. One of our children, one who suffered much more than us. Well, despite having every right to resent me, he started calling me Mom again. He's been making friends at UA, and now he is the one saving us. Shoto is our family's hero. He's all covered in bandages. Nice. And then he's coughing. I talked with Mom before we came to see you. I thought this couldn't be your battle to fight, and that I was the only one who could do it, but I was wrong. He offers a hand. Once you're done grieving, stand back up, because we all have to go stop Toya. And then we see Hawks and Genist outside. Oh, Shoto! That's definitely a hug moment right there. 100%. Oh, the rain stopped. What was that? It was like a 5-minute shower. Alright. Chapter 303. Oh, this one's called Top 3. Mirko's still got to be up there. Alright. Pardon us. We couldn't help but overhear. May we accompany you on your proposed family outing? So Genist and Hawks come into the Todoroki family meeting. Genist and Hawks? Oh. Since I was discharged yesterday, I've been running around gathering intel. And then, I'm terribly sorry for what our son did to you. Ray's on the floor immediately. No, I ain't here to give you grief about that. No need to apologize, madam. We're only here to inquire about Darby. But eavesdropping feels rather criminal, like illegal denim. What's illegal denim? The root cause of your son's grudge could provide a lead in this investigation. We can ask him directly about how he survived the blaze and transformed completely into Darby. I used to watch old videos of you, Endeavour. So to hear how that obsession from your younger days grew into all this was quite shocking. Hmm. Now this doesn't come up in your discussion, but Toya, Shoto's burn here, was that also you, Endeavour? The Zuko scar. Personal space. And then Ray. That was me. But stops himself. Despite having every right to resent me, he started calling me mum again. And then that makes it click for Hawks. I see. So yeah, she saw Engie or Endeavour at one point in him and attacked. And then Hawks, I never really got to face my folks like that. He's still so close. I gave up on them, moved on, and left them behind. Shoto, you're a class act. Endeavour, it's hell out there, you know. I know. Shigaraki, Darby, Himiko Toga, Spinner, Skeptic, plus 132 of the Liberation Front members who escaped, and 7 near high-end Nomu are all on the loose. Furthermore, Shigaraki and the Nomu smashed up Tartarus and 6 other prisons, freeing over 10,000 convicts. There's a few out there. With the core members of the Heroes Public Safety Commission dead or in hospital, they've lost the power to organize heroes, and many heroes have chosen to retire, spurred on by this nasty climate. Villains are more daring than ever, and citizens who have lost faith in heroes are taking up arms. But by fighting back themselves, they're only wreaking more damage and destruction. Our government has put in requests for relief workers and heroes from around the world. Oh, and we get silhouettes. International heroes. But with the Safety Commission essentially shut down, the paperwork needed to dispatch heroes just isn't getting done. Okay. And all of that in just the past 2 days. Just as your wife said, your only option is to fight on. But we will too. The responsibility isn't yours alone, number one. And we can't have your family shouldering the entire burden. But why would you... Even if what Darby says about the Todoroki family is true, I know things are different now. And I'm going to lend my full support to anyone trying to be better. Hits him with a thumbs up. Nice. On that note, I'm proposing a team-up of the top 3 heroes. I've put my life in Hawk's hands from the start, and I'm accustomed to walking down hellish catwalks such as this. Best genius. Now that we and your family have lightened your load, do you think you can stand up and move forward? Endeavor's crying. Yes. And then they're all just looking on. This is only until we stop Toya. Got it? Yes. That was Natsuo. Sorry if I seem pushy, but first, it's your duty to provide the people with an explanation. Now that Darby's accusation is public, there's no avoiding it. I've already thought up a statement, more or less, but there's one point I'm still fuzzy on. One for all. What is it exactly? Uh-oh. And then, Fumi, sorry. That reminds me. And then, oh, they've got their hats on. They're walking outside. I guess the only people entering Central Hospital right now are connected to the heroes inside. While facing off with Shigaraki, Endeavour muttered a mysterious phrase. What does one for all mean? Is it somehow related to the supervillain known as All for One? Let's get in there quickly. One for all. Right now, we need to know what that means. And then, attention all, Endeavour here. I've engaged Shigaraki at the hospital ruins. One for all. And then, one for all? Sorry for using a private frequency, but there's a chance that Shigaraki is after me specifically. Oh no, is this about to be public too? Deku. And then Bakugo. Damn it, freaking Deku. Why do you get to snooze when I'm awake? Stop shouting. They've wrapped him up in Suu's tongue. Wait. Still had to grieve properly when this guy's up and about. At last, some relief. Thank you for handling him, Suu. I feared the worst when I saw those wounds, but he's noisier than ever, huh? He's fine. He's fine. Oh, Jack's here. Hey, Prez. They're saying Tokoyami and Kaminari are cleared for release. Huh? What's all that about? His body is okay at least, right? That's what they say, Uraraka. I'm worried. And then, ho, Ida says, what's up? No, Hawk says, what's up? They're just walking down. Oh, great explosion, murder god, dynamite. You're alright. Do I look alright to you? We'd like to speak with Izuku Midoriya. Actually, All Might asked to be alone with him for now. All Might, you say? Hawks is right now. Oh, he knows what's up. And then just the door inside. All Might, I feel it. The version of me dwelling inside the boy, inside All for one. Right now, you must be talking with the predecessors. Oh, he's communing once more. Alright, next chapter. Yep, nice. Chapter 304. No title just yet. I can feel one for all within the boy, but only very faintly. How's everyone faring? So it looks like we're in Deku's mind somehow. How's everyone faring? Gran Torino, Aizawa, Ryukyu, Ida, Kachan, Endeavour, Haru, Todoroki, Togata, Rocklock, Manuel. Please be okay, everyone. Oh my goodness, mate, they got a whole setup in here. Why is that guy facing the walls? There's two people facing the walls, actually. And then the guy... Oh, that's All Might, okay. Yeah, we have Shimura. And then I see number 4. And then there's the Black Whip lad. I don't know their names. But I know whose quirks they are. And then there's the OG and All Might's like... He's still corporeal, I guess. Before you wake up, we gotta have a chat, Deku. So, chapter 304 is Izuku Midoriya and Toshinori Yagi. Nice. Sorry to force this on you in such trying times. And we have two heroes in the back just facing the wall. Are those like heroes that was passed on to extremely briefly? Number 4. This too is destiny. And Black Whip? No, it's just a matter of timing. I'm not quite sure who this one is. My esteemed colleague, Banjo has already spoken to you a bit about this. And then Shimura. He's silent. All the predecessors are in a dream with me again. Before, we could only interact with you by weaving through the interstices. Yeah, of your flickering consciousness. But that limitation no longer exists. About 4 months ago, my power, that is to say, All for One, began growing rapidly. Along with the growth, the vestiges of the predecessors within One for All took on more solid forms, and they are now able to communicate with each other. Okay. Is this like a quirk that's being developed because of this? I mean, obviously it is part of it, but was it someone else's? Or did Deku have it or something? I mean, Deku had no quirk. Anyway. In the earlier battle, my brother's power drew us out by sheer force, allowing us to appear before you more easily than before. Don't worry though, kiddo, we'll still give you your privacy when you need it. Alright, you ain't got a mouth. And then, but wait, back there. I did manage to speak then. My mouth has formed just a little bit. And then he's like, oh, and then in brackets, what do you need me to do? Oh, no, what do you need to tell me? And then number 4 comes forward. He's huge, actually. Allow me to explain. I am the 4th. My name is Hikage Shinomori. I'm still going to call him 4th. In your last battle, you drew on my power without meaning to. The danger sense. Yo. That came as a shock to me. Oh, sorry. I get the sense that it would have been better for you to discover danger sense in a better setting. That was well said. And then Black Rib just comes over and whacks him. Shinomori here was a weirdo who shunned modern society for the life of a hermit. Mine was a terrible error. They were the weirdos, not me. And then Black Rib starts firing at him, but he's dodging with the danger sense. Do you know how long I lived and what killed me? You died at 40. Not sure what killed you. It wasn't written in All Might's notes, or rather, it was like he wrote something but erased it. I died of old age. Wait. He died at 40 and old age? He was only 40 though. That's what I'm saying. Banjo and I had no way of knowing my cause of death until Yagi told us after some research. I'll get straight to the point. As of now, One for All cannot be wielded by an ordinary person. Uh-oh. Huh? I possessed One for All, the second longest, second only after Yagi. For 18 long years, I evaded All for One and devoted my life to building up power. From the moment I inherited the quirk, I knew I could never defeat that villain. So I decided to spend my turn, so to speak, amassing further strength. In my final years, these cracks appeared on my body. Oh, I thought it was like a tattoo or something. It's like similar to All for One then, except a much slower process. We need to know more. Hang on, before I start speculating. I thought it was an unknown disease of some sort, that perhaps I hadn't trained hard enough. But when Yagi dug up my medical history and autopsy report, the truth became clear. I say I died of old age because possessing multiple quirks effectively ate away at my very life. Oh. And okay. So Shigaraki has the exact same problem to a much worse extent. Does the hyper regeneration kind of balance that out? Your life? No way. But hang on a minute. One for All only grew stronger after your time, Shinomori, and All Might managed to hold on to it for much longer. That brings us to what we must tell you. The others never held it for long, and since they died in battle, Yagi's only other point of comparison was himself, which is why, when Yagi realized that possessing One for All places a terrible burden on the body, he thought the same thing. He thought about what Shinomori had that he himself lacked. Oh. All Might was quirkless. Okay. Wait, that's a good thing though, right? Yes. Yagi still lives, but the knowledge he gained was passed to us via his shade in here. That's why he's not manifested properly. He couldn't be entirely sure, so he didn't tell you, but what my brother said confirms it. He spoke of how a person's essence is hardwired into their quirk factor. But then why would Yagi still appear here when he never had a quirk factor of his own? That makes sense. That's why he's a ghost. After all this time, we believed that the raw spirits of us predecessors resided within One for All. But in truth, those fragments of consciousness came about with the quirk factors of the second through the 7 successors. That is what One for All contains. Yagi is the sole exception. Only he imbued One for All with a true piece of his consciousness. A vessel with an existing quirk of its own could not receive One for All without warping and spilling over. That makes sense, and attempting to force it anyway results in a shortened lifespan, as the 4th experienced. It's like trying to eat 2 devil fruits. Except there's 7 of them. Anyway, so Midoriya should be fine, he's quirkless. For 40 years, Yagi maintained his grip on One for All. It was a perfect fit for his previously empty vessel, and as such, it truly became his quirk. But by some twist of fate, this power that must pass from one to the next... Man, he held it for 40 years? Next thing you're going to say Deku has some sort of quirk. By some twist of fate, this power that must pass from one to the next wound up being meant for those who lacked power to start with. They are the ones who can draw out its true value. Okay. And Deku looks down. You mean, especially now that the predecessor's quirks are manifesting, I definitely can't pass this on to a normal person? One for All cannot be transferred anymore. That's what you're saying. Oh. Oh. Quirkless individuals have all but vanished in your generation, and you're unlikely to come across another who needs such power. Oh no. No. None of us knew any of this at the time, but as fate would have it, it passed into his hands and then yours. If only we had found a way to interact with the wielder sooner. So much pain and suffering could have been avoided. Is that Night Eye? You get it now, kiddo. You may be the last wielder of One for All. Oh, I could be the last one? That's the real issue, Shimura. Now, Izuku, tell me, can you kill Tomura Shigaraki? Whoa, 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 you're moving a little fast there. Okay, yep, next chapter. We ain't waiting for this one. There's no way. Why you start off with that? 305. Izuku Midoriya and Tomura Shigaraki. Okay. So Shimura stands up. Tell me, can you kill Tomura Shigaraki? Ah, that is not a request. I'm asking about your resolve. You know how old he is, right? You looked at him and saw someone who looked like he needed saving. That is what you thought. We know that much because we're in sync with your emotions. The issue is, he sure didn't look that way to us. So that's Black Whip speaking. That all of them agree. No doubt he is suffering with what? With All for One taking over his meat suit? Whoa. But that don't mean the kid is hoping to be saved. Even in a situation like that, his eyes were filled with nothing but hate. That is how he was groomed. My brother's own damaged body now holds him back. So it's likely that he schemed to hijack the boy's body and soul as a part of a grand plan to acquire One for All. But it's not going to work for him then. Unless he has all those other quirks, I guess. If he tries to take One for All, he'll just shatter himself. Uh-oh. Maybe that's the solution. Oh no. Okay, moving on. First me, then my successor, N. Oh, it's the other guy. That bastard tried stealing One from All for us, One for All from us, twice, and failed twice. Bending and breaking the basic principle of One for All takes a powerful will and emotions strong enough to override One for All. Emotions so strong they're too much for one person to bear. We're thinking he's trying to use Shigaraki's hatred to get the job done. Okay. So, this kind of reminds me of, like, Avatar, right? At the very end when he's bending Ozai's, like, spirit or whatever to remove firebending, he's got to have that oomph, that will, you know? Exactly. You know what I'm saying. The rule is that only the will of One for All's wielder can affect it. But your rage is starting to eat away at that very rule. That's direct quote of what he said. Because the origin of One for All was itself a powerful will that refused to submit to All for One. The basic premise is that One for All is tasked with destroying All for One. It seems that Yagi accomplished this, but my tenacious brother managed to rise again. Then Shimura stands forward again. Izuku. I know telling you this is incredibly unfair to you, especially after all that talk about how you can't walk away from this. Tomura Shigaraki is my grandson. To better fight All for One, I removed myself from my son's life, and Tomura was the end result. It's beyond shameful for an adult who's failed over and over to burden a boy of 16 with her old debts. I know that. But all the same, if that thing grows into the ultimate evil, then nobody will be able to stop it. Man, he's got like moth wings right there. It immediately reminds me of Savathun, but that's a whole different thing. Anyway, someday you will fight against that ultimate evil. Perhaps. It won't be enough to simply forgive him or come to an understanding. There are some people in this world who cannot be saved. These are definitely words he needs to hear, but he's got his own thoughts, you know. If a person who looks like they need saving actually turns out to be someone beyond saving, will you have the resolve to kill him if that is what it takes? And then all of them are kind of looking his way, except for the two facing the walls. I don't understand. And then I could see he was hurting, or rather, I could feel it. When Shigaraki's consciousness invaded One for All, when he was focusing so hard on his own dream, I felt it inside all that rage. I felt a little boy crying. And Shimura's like, oh no. Up till now, I've come up against all types. They've refused to back down, so fighting was the only way to stop them. But I never understood what made them turn out that way. If I had, maybe things would have turned out differently. Or who knows, maybe I still would have had to fight them anyway. Shigaraki killed so many people. He's hurt people near and dear to me. And yet, One for All is a power meant for saving, not killing. All Might taught me that. And then you just see the corporeal form of All Might. And then a kid panel of Shigaraki and Deku. And not just me, All Might, and all of you who have built up this power have given hope to countless people out there. I get that this power was first meant to destroy that evil. And then a picture of the brother. But you've given all your lives to link the chain this far. And I think there's another big purpose behind it all. Are we fading out of this? Toshinori is crying. Look at him. He's so proud right now. Maybe there is no other way besides killing. And I don't know what I'm going to do when the time comes. Baby Deku. But I want to save that little boy. Oh. And then Shimura she looks like she's about to cry. But yeah. So Toshinori, I think he's crying. Oji says, good. That's why we have your back. And then he puts his... he must be like... He's putting his hand on Toshinori's shoulder. It's fortunate that our power passed to you two. And he stands up, his hand on Shimura's shoulder. Sorry for testing you like that. Gran Torino still lives, so when you wake up, please give him my best. Sorry, Hiko, we made a bad decision. But we've been blessed with wonderful disciples. And the brother twirls away. Now, play nice, you two. You have to cooperate with our successor. Or the other two who are turned around. He needs your help to unleash his full power. Oh. Okay, so he's talking to the two facing the wall. Excellent. We need to know more. Yep, straight into it. Oh wait, but before we get into this one, we have a very quick shadow break as well. Enjoy. Alrighty. Hey buddy. How you doing? We are reviewing the chocolate ball. Ball? Go on. And how do you really feel about it? Come here, sit down. Where you go? You're hyper dog already. Sit. Good boy. Oh, yes. Get out of it. Oh. Chompy boy. Oh. Yes, that's mega chomp. Alright. Come here. Oh my goodness. Mega chomp. Alright, that will do for today. What a good boy. Alright. We're done. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Alright. Nice. Welcome back. We are here for chapter 306. We've got like a color page spread with two people, well, Deku and Shigaraki holding TVs. Except Shigaraki has the All Might and Deku has the All for One TV. Interesting. Alright. 306. It's not words exactly, it's more like feelings flowing from you. Your chat with the predecessors, the truths about or one for all, my master's inner conflict, and there's a knock on the door. I only sense these things faintly, but I can feel them flowing into me. Oh, they're connected. What your quirkless self has to say, though not exactly in words. Pleased to meet you, All Might. So Hawks and Genist. They say I'm the kind of man who moves a little too fast, so I've sped over here in a hurry with some questions for you. Midoriya in bad shape? No, he's okay. Bound to wake up shortly, in fact. How can I help you? This concerns One for All and Midoriya. All Might's just like, When some of the heroes who were part of the big battle quit their jobs, they told the media what they'd heard, and word has been spreading ever since. Endeavour has just informed me that Shigaraki was going after Midoriya. Maybe someone misspoke or misheard, but even if this intel is wrong, it's worth filling in the gaps, because going forward, it won't just be villains we're fighting. We're up against all society as well. Hawks knows what's up. He's got the big picture. Of course. This secret is all that prevents society from falling into chaos, which it already is. It's also meant to protect you. Understand? I suppose we're way past this point already. The ones who won't give up, huh? We need privacy. Follow me. I'll tell you everything. Oh, alright. Here we go, boys. Principal's office, what? Yes, he's on the phone. We'll be relying on the government's cooperation. This is a request from an alumnus, so of course we'll respond right away. Wait. Is he holding a press conference? 3 days had passed, but the panic showed no signs of dying down. The unease steadily spread, but not everyone was out for blood. They wanted the heroes to be shining pillars of decency and to insist they'd done nothing wrong. Amid the unease, they wanted reassurance. More than anything, the public needed something to cling to. Endeavour comes forward. He spoke the truth. And for what I've done, I cannot apologize enough. And everyone's just shocked. Of course. Endeavour spoke freely and openly about his family's sickening pasts. Ooh. It's all over for that dude. How terrible. Man, I was on that guy's side. But yeesh. He should have just said it was all a bunch of lies. Yeah, that'll make everything better. It's all true, you say? But the accusations about Hawks and Best Genus clearly wasn't. My supposed assassination of Best Genus was a ploy to help me infiltrate the enemy ranks. But the fact doesn't negate that fact doesn't negate the rest of the accusations. The bit about my father and the part about me killing a fleeing villain were both true. I did indeed conceal the details about my father, and for that I apologize. As for the matter of Bubigawara, twice, I felt I was left with no choice at the time. If he had been allowed to wield his quirk freely, we would be looking at more widespread death and destruction. I couldn't find a proper way to help him atone for his crimes, and that is truly a shame. It speaks to my lack of character. A reporter. A question, if I may. During Gigantomach's rampage, my mother was horribly wounded. You saying it's all true, sorry, isn't going to change the state of affairs. Excellent. Mass panic. Love it. Do you have the slightest idea how many people have lost their homes in just under a week? How can you stand there pretending it's all over, like what's done is done? Sure, villains are directly to blame, but your mistakes caused all this. And none of your faces show you understand that. Oh. There's big picture, it's not there. If we showed you our pain and exhaustion and tears, would that somehow fix everything? What? Obviously not. You need to put society at ease. You need to take down every last villain. That's how... Not hearing herself. That's how... You're exactly right. That's how I, as Endeavour, can atone. And yet, with our ranks shrinking, heroes are ill-equipped to protect the masses at large. Therefore, what is his suit right now? It's all neck. Genist, what are you doing? Therefore, we hope to reduce the overall sphere that requires our protection. What? What does that mean? On the heels of the discussion with the government, from today onward, UA High School and other hero programs will put their expensive, well-secured campuses to use as designated evacuation shelters. Okay, that's good and bad. They've just made themselves targets, but they should be safe. The students' parents have already begun the process of taking shelter. Oh, we see Deku and Bakugo's mum. So with no path forward, you expect people to just accept living in shelters? This is all for finding a path forward. Your criticisms and doubts, direct them all at me, not at the people who will be putting their lives on the line. Endeavour. I want all of you to just watch me. Oh. Yes, the heroes were put through a sieve. And if you define hero as someone that people look up to and count on, then the heroes really did vanish that day. And yet, oh, there's Mirko. Nice. And the Woodman, some were still prepared to fight and stand up. And Darby's just like, so I didn't go far enough. Oh no. When Endeavour was asked about One for All, he replied, I don't know. Then Class 1A. Hey guys, this is nuts. So that Deku and All Might wouldn't have a target on their backs. Uraraka, thank you for everything. I felt that I had to reveal my secret to everyone in Class A, so I'm leaving these letters for you guys. My unique power was passed down to me from all my... Midoriya left a letter on my door. Oh, everyone. He gave it to everyone. You got one too? What's going on with him? Which is why Shigaraki and All for One are now coming after me. All for One? So the villains are after him? That Midoriya. What's the big idea, huh? But if you define a hero as someone willing to suffer in silence, and Uraraka, that dummy, who's there for them when they're in pain? Good question. Who's this? Wait, he's going on a trip. What's going on? April. Chapter 306, the final act begins. Deku left the Hero Academy. Excuse me? A giant villain. Wait, he's bailing? I mean, I guess. He's got a whole council to talk to now. Interesting. We need so much more information. So Deku's off protecting. He's basically a vigilante at this point. Just like going around wherever he can to save people. I guess it's no different to what All Might was doing. Except he had the go-ahead to do it. Interesting. Alright, 307. Been a while. I feel like that's the end of the arc right there. But I believe it's supposed to end at after the next one, 308. We'll keep going for now. We'll keep going. That's a... Oh. So, yeah, chapter 307, been a while. Jailbreaker showed up in the South Ward yesterday. Everything's just chaos. You know, cars in the street, kind of crunch destroyed, poles on the floor, buildings destroyed. Everyone else got assigned to emergency zones elsewhere. Who have we got here? We gotta guide the stragglers out of here. Let's resolve the situation quickly. The only ones left are bound to be a bunch of stubborn hardliners. So we have Ketsubutsu Academy, Hero Course 3rd year, Yoshindo Grand. Ketsubutsu Academy, Hero Course 3rd year, Tatami Nakagame. Turtleneck. Interesting. I wonder what Grand is as well. Okay. I'll tackle this negotiation with a charming smile, just like Joke Sensei would. This is gonna suck. These two debuted in Volume 12, Bakugo refused to shake Yo's hand. I think I do remember that. Interesting. Anyway, let's get this over with. They're holed up in the Taguchi building, so let's get going. Hang on a sec, Yo. And what's going on here? They're sending us kids now, huh? Okay, so this is all the people. Well, you wasted a trip, buzz off. But it's quite dangerous here, and your provisions won't last forever. Please come with us and take shelter at Ketsubutsu Academy. Once everyone's crammed in the school, what happens when those devils decide to attack there? You think you kids can do a damn thing about it? When they came for my shop, I gave those suckers a taste of their own medicine. Our eyes are wide open now. A man's got to protect his hometown. We ain't putting our lives on the line, or our lives in anyone else's hands. If they were only coming for money and valuables, that would be one thing. But Jailbreaker and those Nomu are a different story. Someone witnessed the carnage yesterday not far from here. When you're up against someone driven solely by violence, well, even the pros would get slaughtered by things that were far removed from humanity. Blah, blah. Like I said, we don't got faith in heroes, only in ourselves. All you heroes act so high and mighty thinking you can force people to live their lives one way or another. When did they think this? Is that purely because they asked people to go to the shelters? Oh no. We're simply more proficient at combat than you fine people. Please allow us to protect you. Oh yeah? Look what's come of trusting smooth lines like that. Look, we ain't seeing eye to eye, so go home, kid. Our days of relying on heroes are over. That sucked. Serious suckage, yo. Suck City. One little hit from my vibrate quirk and that whole tower would be rubble. I would have dragged him out of there by force if we were allowed. That sucked. And then she's getting a call. Call from Makabe. How long are the cell towers even gonna last? You two gotta run. He's nearby. Huh? He's coming. Itajiro spotted him with his own eyes. He is headed your way. We won't make it in time, so get out of there now. And then you just see like destruction in like far off and then a little black spot flying towards them. He's coming. Hits one of the buildings. Jailbreaker. Oh, yep, there he is. The muscle mass lad. Hey, let's play. Alright, this is a perfect opportunity for Deku to show us what's up. Just saying. So yeah, Jailbreaker lands in one of the buildings. Was that their building? Okay, I don't think it was the building they just visited. He lands in, let's play. Just the two of you? That's not enough. Got any pals around? Tatami, get word to Sensei, we need backup and evacuate the civilians. What about you? I'll demolish him. Ooh, okay, big words, big words. I love it out here, in the free world. And then people see the smoke in the distance. Our town's already torn apart, no more. Wait, you cannot stand up to that blood-crazed villain. You have to run. Turtleneck's come back to try to get him out. Too bad you ain't our boss. Wait, he just shoves her aside. We don't want you to die. And then Yo just got slammed into a building. Yo, come on. Is that it? Spot a hero and you're bound to find more. Find 9 more. Sweet, guess the saying's true. So he sees like the people in the building. No use, little guy, so the vibrations. I got 12,000 layers of muscle fiber as armor. No piddly power is gonna reach through to my actual body. Is that so? Max force leaves me immobilized for a while, but sometimes you just have to do what you gotta do. If there's anything heroes ought to have at this point, the rock-hard spirit that refuses to bend or break. And then he's got his hand on his muscles. Tremoring earth. Your brain will be a milkshake when I'm done. That's pretty cool. In that case, I gotta bulk up my armor. My goodness. No, yo. Oh, yo, no, sorry, other way around. Let's save that kid. Oh, the lad's coming in. Time for a blood frenzy. And then Jailbreak just gets smashed off of Yo. Muscular. Oh, yes, look at him. He's got his little hoodie on. No wonder my gift from the 4th wouldn't shut up. Hey, I know that voice. Alright. Deku's just, you know, smashed Jailbreak off to the side. Caught Yo. Got the hoodie on too. Okay, this is somewhat of a reunion right now. We must continue. We cannot stop now. I'm always right. 308. Full power. Full power? Oh, okay. So, Deku's got Yo on the roof. I'd never forget you. It's really you though, right? Right? Jailbreak's hyped. Midoriya, I've missed you, little guy. All these pathetic wimps just don't measure up. It's not enough. And there you see the smoke coming off. Okay, you always have this? Not so fast. Don't run away. It's not like that. You've got me all wrong. I ain't out for revenge or anything. So dramatic. The way I see it, going wild with my quirk is all I could ever ask for. But I'm only human, you know? Like crunching parts of a building. You taught me a new fun back then. And that was the point of no return. So he just stuck a rock in his other eye. And then Jailbreak jumps forwards. He didn't jump high enough. So he like latches himself into the building. He's about to rip it off. Yeah, he is. Rips it off and flips it. Let's go at it at full power, Midoriya. Okay. So the Taguchi building seems okay for now. What's going on? Can't see with all the smoke. How's that boy doing? Ah, glad you're here. Take care of him, okay? Yo, how could you be so dumb? I'm sorry I didn't get here sooner. He needs first aid. Darn, so many buildings already got wrecked. Deku's just off in the smoke. No one sees him. Is smoke screen another one of his quirks that he got? What's going on? But no more damage from now on. He's got the black whip down. It's hard to see through the smoke, but I know I heard that. I swear I know that voice from somewhere. Who is this guy? Was that too much? And then, oh, wait a minute. So what's going on here? You just see the smoke. Deku's running out. Was that too much? And then hand on his shoulder. Yeah. Oh, this is the other guy. Of course it is. You've spread your control too thin. That's too much of my smoke screen. Got it. Didn't I mention how it could backfire if the opponent gets the drop on you? Yeah. One for All's influence has really opened the floodgates. Keep in mind that the greater power has been built up across 8 generations of users. It's a massive, unwieldy power, and as the 9th user, of course you're feeling the brunt more than any of us. So at times like this, try to relax a little. Our quirks are mostly standalone abilities that will never rise to the level of ultimate moves. It's almost like you have too much respect for these quirks. Approach the problem strategically and use your tools to put together a plan. They're giving him advice as he's fighting. That's cool. Instead, think of them as simply tools in your arsenal. Muscular, the man who is standing after taking 100% smashes. No, I'd never forget him either. And then he jumps up with the 7th float. I can limit visibility with the 6's smokescreen and guide him towards me. Gotta dig up the memories of that night and the battle. And we just see a giant hand coming out from behind. But it looks like he's expecting it. So yeah, Jailbreak comes in for a few punches, but he's dodging it with the black whip and float. The 4th's danger sense helps me to read his moves better. And Jailbreak's just Midoriya. He's bouncing along. The 5th's black whip. So he's caught him and just flings him into the ground. Very cool. Cheap party tricks? What's the deal? I know Shigaraki and One for All released you. Where are they now? Who knows? They just told me to go wild and left me on my own. Why ask about them when I'm right here? You're bowing me out. And these little gimmicks? Boring. Come on, let's have a rematch. Mano and mano. No holds barred. Why do you rage like this? I just want to live without regrets. Regrets such as not indulging and having fun every chance I get. Was there really no other path for you? Goto Imasuji? Then he breaks free of the black whip. Nope. You trying to sympathize with me or something? Peddle that crap somewhere else. Because all you'll find in my soul is blood and violence. If I had known, maybe things would have worked out differently. This is someone who has hurt many people. Someone who has killed others. Seems like this fight is inevitable. And Deku charges in. Look at him. But at least I want to learn what makes him tick. Deep down. Then jailbreak. You turned out real boring, kid. And then his muscles just... What's going on? They just get shredded. Jailbreak, bro. Are you sure? In the gaps between those muscles you coach yourself with, the strands of depleted energy tend to rip and tear away. And then that was Deku just before. He didn't jump high enough? A guy who shies away from tactics and strategy wouldn't purposely jump to a lower floor like that. And I noticed how your muscle armor is uneven in spots. I guess someone's been honing in on those vibrations in the meantime, huh? So that was the other lad. You sneaky little... And then he just goes through with a punch. This is also my full power. Man just blitzes down there. You see like all the water come up around him as well. Very nice. Ooh. Okay. Not bad. Deku's just wrapping up some villains right now. I'm assuming, I'll just say it now. I'm assuming that it was weakened thanks to Yo's vibrations earlier, and that Deku was just able to find a weak spot, right? Correct me if I'm wrong there. Alright, chapter 309. It doesn't matter. Deku just smashed him either way. 309. Ketsubutsu Academy 3rd year. Shikuya Makabe. Mr. Smith. Excuse me? Ketsubutsu Academy 3rd year. Itejiro Totegi. Boomerang Man. Captain Boomerang? Okay, so we see like a speck in the distance flying. Jailbreaker. Deku's just got him wrapped up in the black one. 309 is called Can't Be a Child Anymore. And then I never got to thank him. Here, miss, use this. You'll have a tough time hauling him on your own. We don't want to see anyone dying either. So I figure we should at least hear you out. The lads have finally started to listen a little bit to the like evacuation plea to the school. Was that the one from the exam? He's got a totally different vibe. Was that really the same kid? He's going to take up so much pressure so early if he's going to go like this. So Diana police station. Halt, state your business. You have Iron Maidens here, right? Sounds a bit extreme. Wait, that's Jailbreaker. And then he just zooms off. Ah, wait. The fourth is quieting down. And he's got his phone out. All Might, I'm headed back. Oh, yes. Does he have his own Deku cave? Oh. All Might's waiting in the Batmobile. Of course he is. He's got a car parked in an alley. Got some sweet sunnies too. Wait. All Might is now the Alfred. Nice. Anyway, so Deku just kind of lands. He bounces. He's still got to practice his superhero landing. You hurt? I'm alright. Your arms and legs? Just fine, thanks to you. Good thing you ordered these from America before the border was shut down. Oh, what has he got here? These mid-gauntlets compression support items. Oh. Well, they're just test samples, but they're made for endurance. They should reinforce your whole body, though. They won't survive your output at 100%. So no going overboard before the big rematch. Got it. These guys are at full training for it right now. No matter what happens to me. No matter what. Toshinori, you need to say something? Right. And then another call. I'm on my way. From the Silver Age TV special? Hello, All Might? Is Midoriya doing okay? Hawks is just wrapping up some stuff right now with Genist. Oh, and Endeavour, it looks like. Endeavour's tackling it. Yep, no problem so far. Actually, it just got back. Sorry, gotta run. And now he's gone again. He's probably wary of putting you or anyone else in danger. One line of thinking would be to keep him completely isolated to prepare to counter what's to come. But if the ones who cracked open Tartarus like an egg come prepared themselves, it's all over anyway. Like the boy said, proactively seeking out the enemy raises our odds of victory. Please do your best to support him in the meantime. I realize this puts you in a tough position, but... And then we're flashing back. Thanks to cutting-edge medical treatment and Recovery Girl's arrival at the hospital, a large number of patients recovered and were discharged. Izuku Midoriya wasn't far behind. And the doctor? It seems that you've been previously warned that these extreme injuries could leave you immobilized. You're lucky you didn't suffer quite the same injury. He's okay. In the past, it was as if little explosions were contained in your body, but this time they made their way to the surface. Additionally, I suppose you used your quirk to wrap and reinforce your limbs from the inside out to keep them from shattering. So he's learning how to do it. The injuries were similar in nature, but your body has changed since then. Back then it was 5%. Now it's 45%. He's going in. Nevertheless, the deterioration hasn't stopped, so do be careful. And then Deku's mom. May I ask for an explanation? Is that okay, kid? Oh, his mom. His power. He's able to maintain it because he was born quirkless, but that's also why the bad guys are coming after him now. What's going to happen to him? I'm making arrangements to keep him protected. UA will serve as a... I'm not going back to UA. This is it. I thought you might say that. Kid, Izuku. Shigaraki has the ability to locate me. It wouldn't even come as a surprise if he showed up to attack me right now. But... And then he's trembling a little bit. I don't want anyone else to get hurt. He's just remembering what happened a few days ago. If they reach full strength, things will get worse than ever, which is why I have to stop Shigaraki and All for One before that happens. But you're in the hospital now because you couldn't beat them. I'll get stronger. I know I said I felt reassured, but no, hearing all this, I can't take it. And then Deku grabs his mom's hand. Mom, when you thanked me and smiled, you don't know how happy that made me. And that's why... Oh, he's flashing back to mini Deku days. Oh, save me. I am here. He's in his All Might onesie. Nice. Wow. Thank you so much, All Might. Oh, Izuku, you were my Izuku all along. I have to go. He's giving his mum a hug. But it's okay. I'll come back home to you. And then All Might's flashing back to when he had to beg. I know I can't stop you from going, so I'm coming too, whether you like it or not. The boy is leaving. Ah, not at all. Yes, I see. Right. Well, this works in our favor, I suppose. He may be the only one who can determine Shigaraki and the villain's location. We were already considering making him a focal point of our efforts. Yes, very well. In that case, we shall follow in his wake while maintaining a safe distance. So they're keeping an eye on him. What a neat way to hold the phone. He's holding it like this. Genius. He's all about style. That's all I gotta say. Alright. Is that so? Still crying about it even in Gran Torino. He passes on the message. I should have made the kill. I'm sorry. Come on, bro. Don't be so rigid. Killing can be another way to save someone. Never forget that. And either way, you've got to settle the score with the League of Villains. Oh, yes. Then we get a panel of Deku, All Might, Hawks, Endeavour, and Genist. Very cool. Alright, I'm in it. One more. We cannot stop. Final chapter for the video is 310. Ooh. Have a nice color panel of Deku, looking like he's about to jump away. Did I have a chapter title? Yeah, I did. 310, Masters and Pupil. Alright, training. That's all we know. You monster! Someone's blasting with tech. Support weapons. What is that? You've got it all wrong. Please leave me alone. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm just scared. Please stop. And then some other people are just blasting her. What? Yeah, right. You're trying to get us to drop our guard and then you'll strike. No, no, no. And then they fire something. Whoa, is that Deku? He just jumps in the way and smashes it. Please calm down. I understand that it's a stormy night and everyone is on edge. This woman is not a threat to anyone. Yeah, well, she shouldn't wander around in the dark looking like that. What do you mean looking like? Bruh. It's like a fox girl or something like that. Someone with an animal quirk walking around at night. What do you mean, bro? Come on. I was slow to evacuate. This town didn't experience any major upheaval at first, so I just hid at home and waited for it to all blow over. I thought I should take shelter at a hero school, so I ran out into the night, and well, but people started getting hurt here and there, and I was scared. I'm sorry everything turned out horrible so fast. And then Deku starts floating, hands her an umbrella. Oh, wait, I think it's her umbrella. Okay. I bet everyone else is just as scared. I wonder if it'll ever go back to normal. I'll make it so. Oh, big promise. Huh? Sorry, but I'd better get going. Then he just zooms away. All Might shows up. Are you okay, miss? All Might. Could you get her to a shelter? I can't afford to be around anyone. All Might? Huh? Hang on, take this. There's tonkatsu in there to keep your spirits up. Oh, yes. All Might comes with a delivery meal. Very nice. Thank you. It'll spoil before long, so eat up. And then All Might escorts her, I think. And then Deku's just on top of a building. This is the tone of the whole thing has changed so dramatically. I kind of like this actually. Deku's got like a Batman pose kind of thing, just over the top, watching over the city. It's like we've slid back in time to darker days. There it is. There's no better way to describe it. Waiting with bated breath, hoping not to stand out. Just like back during the advent of the exceptional. Oh, he's one of the OG. Shigaraki, All for One, Derby, these Normu, the League. We still don't have any leads on any of them. The authorities don't even have the manpower to properly follow up the escaped convicts, so the investigation is going nowhere. Yep, the world's easy pickings for the bad guys. I think Deku's eating? Is that what he's doing? With All for One's quirk transplanted to Shigaraki, he was too strong for us to bring down, even with Endeavour and Aizawa Sensei's help. Unless I draw out One for All's full power, I can't stop any of this. And then, now, play nice, you two. You have to cooperate with our successor. Here we go. We need to see what's happening here with these other two guys. Inside the One for All realm before Midoriya woke up. Wait, before... Okay, no, this is fine. He needs your help to unleash his full power. I implore you, my heroes. My heroes. Interesting. Okay, so they're still facing the wall. It's just silence. And then Blackwave just goes, Kiddo, let's catch up on some other quirks in the meantime. Especially Shinomori and Ends. That way you can visualize them better when you wake up. That's not the worst idea. Then we lived through the harshest era. The height of All for One's prosperity. An era when his control spread unchecked. Those who were under his control did not even realize it, but our leader had misgivings about the future. In order to strike back against All for One's control, he gathered allies and fought. Why is he saying our leader and then looking at the other guy? Also, this guy kind of looks like a Bakugo, just saying. Okay, you were there with us. You saw it all, Yoichi. Yeah. I sought to bring you down. Well, I sought to bring down your brother and extinguish so many lives in the process. Because in our battle, victory meant life and defeat meant death. Now, you tell us to devote our efforts to one who wants to save our mortal enemy, a boy holding on to such a ridiculous delusion? Ridiculous delusion? Such a sad way to see it. Then tell me this. Why on that day, what's going on? A door opens, knowing full well of my ties to your mortal enemy. So what's going on here? Knowing full well of my ties to your mortal enemy, did you reach out to me? Wait, that's him. Is this how he passed out? Okay. Our battle never could have begun if you hadn't taken me from this room on that day. They're meeting in the room. Okay. Besides, what choice do you have now? You know this is the only way, which is why you've chosen to appear here in the first place, right? Can that boy really bring an end to all this? Yes. One for all emerged from the will to resist my brother, but the moment you reached your hand out to me was when One for All was truly born. Powerful. It's probably not bad. And then we're back. Listen up, boy. Things are bound to move more quickly from here on out. And he's just eating right now. Right. Oh, and that's it. Okay. Whew. Well, we're catching up right now. I'm liking this. This is going very well. This whole set of chapters very much based around our society's viewing the heroes right now, Deku's growth 100%, and like what's happening with a little bit of what's happening with the Endeavour side of it, right? So yeah, I wonder what it means by the final act. I did see something about like I saw some theory a while ago, even though it wasn't caught up, that My Hero Academia might end, but the series, like Deku's journey, would still continue, like he's out of high school kind of thing. So I'm not. I'll have to research that one a little bit, but yeah, I still feel like we've got a long way to go, because right now is like one of the darkest moments in this world that this world has seen for a long time. The heroes that they've been counting on are kind of just getting overpowered right now by what happened thanks to All for One's plans. And yeah, it's rather chaos. Rather chaos. Very keen to see what the other two like can do for him. Yeah, like the guy who first passed down to, not the brother, the first one, seemed like he had some launches on his hands, so that could be interesting if he reveals his quirk later. Same with the other guy. So the first two seems like it was the brother trapped in the room after All for One gave him the quirk, and then the first successor freed him and got the quirk passed down, and then he was the boss, and then he passed it down to his next one, and then from then on it just continued. But those two were living in the worst days of All for One's rule. Yikes. It's it's kind of rough to imagine, I guess, but it's very, very cool how it's like spanning generations, but also being passed on through similar ones as well. Like, because, well, I'm not sure about the exact timeline. I know it's been like, what, 100 and something years since, because that's what the doctor's quirk made him age. He was back alive before it all started as well. But yeah, the timeline's pretty interesting for this world. But yeah, not in a good place. Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point. Very good set of chapters. Deku's showing a lot of explosive growth right now, connecting with his predecessors and learning their quirks. Very keen to see much more of that in the future. And yeah, we need to see what's happening with Bakugo and Shoto, because those two are going to be big in the future. The whole class is. Like, they all have their places as different like areas of hero expertise, which is what they were doing in their training, right? So like Hawks is like the strategizer, the plan man, as it were, organizing everyone, telling them what to say, news things. Hawks is man with the plan, and Endeavor's like the muscle right now. Genist is support. All of the people in the class will have something to do in the path later on, I think. It's going to be very cool to see. But I'm still rambling. That is probably about it for now. I definitely enjoy these chapters. Let me know what you thought of them as well. Well, yeah, thank you very much for watching, listening, or reading along, if that is what you do. And yeah, we'll be back for Tower of God in a few days, and then another Hero Academia catch up. We are very close. I think we have one or two more videos of Hero Academia. I think we're going to be done this week with it. And then we might move on to Omniscient Reader. So, with all that being said, thanks for... I already said that? Alright. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Laters.